Good day, boys and girls. In today's tutorial I'm gonna show you how to create that photo using just the Photoshop and most of the times Lightroom. Before we start, I would like to share with you the way I've found the place to actually take the photo. So let's go from the very spot. I kinda knew from where I wanted to shoot. I kinda knew what I want to include in a photo before I started looking at it. But finding the right spot that works for you is a process as well. So take a quick look at the photos that I actually started taking before the sun in the perfect spot, just to find the right angle and right place to take some photos. So as you see, from the very beginning I kind of knew from where I wanted to shoot. I wanted to have a boat and a ramp. Sun is to the very far right, and I was only looking for the boat that start going on a ramp, and I needed the longer exposure to do that. So as you can see in the upper left corner, you can see how my exposure time changed from 0.8 of a second with all those cars and all those people, with another minutes going one after another. We actually went to few seconds exposures, and there was just a matter of fact of having the right boat in the right moment. So yeah, that's the final image I wanted. So I was really keen to have this boat here, not particular this boat, but kind of movement in a boat, and this took 6 second exposure, just aimed right to create that kind of movement, but still other clouds and boats and a silky smooth water. So yeah, that's actually unprocessed, the same photo. I've made the virtual copy of that and reseed it, and yeah, I'll show you how I done it. So press I to hide the information from the camera. Let's go to develop module, which is just the letter D, and let's start with that. I shoot raw, and I shoot most of the times I adjust my white balance in the camera, so it's a kind of what I'm aiming for the highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. That's pretty much what everyone's done. That, so darken the sky, light up the shadows to bring more exposure. For the whites and blacks, you hold Alt key and bring some white, keep the Alt key in it, and you can basically darken the sky, darken the blacks a little bit. I think I'll go for overall shot, I'll go a little bit brighter. Radio. For the let's have some texture in a photo. I don't want a lot of texture in a photo, and just for the vibrance, because we want very vivid photo, I'll go very high with vibrance. So that's a initial post-production we wanted to do. Let's go to sharpening, and because I've shot with ISO 100 on Nikon D800, there's no noise in the photo whatsoever. So just to make it a bit sharper, and masking will whatever is black on a photo won't be sharpened. So we want just the texture in the rocks and the boats. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Enable profile correction, remove chromatic aberration. Unfortunately, the Tamron 15 to 30, I always have to go to the list and do it myself. So pretty much for overall post-production, that's most of I do. I'll probably change the white balance just a bit down, or maybe not. Yeah, that's fine. So most of the times you will pretty much end up here, but for all those magic results, you want to do some more. So with old school, you go to dodge and burn situation, which basically is brighten up and darken the parts of the photo you would like to choose. I like to choose, for photos like that, I like to choose the adjustment tools that we have in the Lightroom. So let's try to make those boats a little bit brighter. So as you can see, boats instantly goes a little brighter, more appealing for the eyes. And I'm just holding the mouse left button just to make it nice and bright here. And of course, we're gonna have the key feature in a photo, which is a movement in a boat, a bit brighter. Now, let's go to another one, which is a gradiented filter. So because I went bit brighter with whites, I can now adjust only the parts of the photo I would like to make darker. So let's go with the side one. And as you can see, just to change the exposure, I think too much a little bit. If you can't go exact, just you can use always the arrows to find a sweet spot that you actually like. Most of the times it's just how it appeals to yourself, so don't be exact with the don't go exact with the numbers, because it's always the different view that you would like to achieve. Remember, there are rules, but the rules are there for you to play around, not to stay still, not to stay very still with them. So if you have a chance, just play around with with all those photos you take. And the sky is a bit more tricky. I think I'll do crop first, just to make myself on the easier side to have an idea what I wanted to create. So to darken the sky, I go with two gradient filters. One is just to darken the sky, brings the highlights even more. It works as a graduated gray filter on your camera, but with my lens that I have, it's impossible to actually attach any filters on it. So yeah, I have to do it in the post-processing. Then sometimes it actually needs the change of the sky, but makes a difference. And I go with another one. And I'll just bring the color maybe a bit of a saturation as well. So yeah, as I said, that's most of the times it's just a photo, it's just a Lightroom that I use myself. But things like cones here, which they are because of the color, which is bright yellow, and they can bring a distraction. I don't most of the times use this tool, which works as a patch tool from the Photoshop, but I'll show you what's the difference. Here's the one that Lightroom does, and it's not always perfect, and doesn't matter what I do, most of the times it's just not perfect. For the sensor dust, it works for me, but I just tend to go to Photoshop and change it there. It's just easier. So Command E on the Mac, and Photoshop starts up. Okay, now we're in a Photoshop, and I can show you the just a spot healing brush tool, and we can just easily mask that out. few bits and pieces here and there, and that's pretty much it. That's much quicker than the Lightroom does. And now Command S to save the photo, and we can go back to the Lightroom. Pretty much that's it. That's it for today, and that's how I've done, and that's my workflow for that photo. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.